Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
Where we continue to follow the capture and killing of Osama bin Laden now.
Those are just some of the scenes overnight as thousands of Americans gathered in celebration of Osama bin Laden's death.
Former Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill says he has thought about the mission every day since that May Day in 2011.
For multiple conversations you had with Rob O'Neill over the past year and a half, how'd you get
access? And you described that his head kind of exploded when you hit him.
I actually hit him 3 times because I shot him twice when he was standing and once on the ground.
That is the fucking American badass right there.
Go, go, go. We are not going for fame and we are not going for bravado. We are going for the single mom who dropped her kids off at elementary school on a Tuesday morning, and then 45 minutes later she jumped to her death out of a skyscraper.
If you need help, hang up and then dial your operator.
I'm Rob O'Neill, and this is the Operator Podcast.
All right, welcome back to episode 105 of the Operator Podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Robert J. O'Neill. We got a fun one today. I'm bringing on a guest we had previously to talk about actually a lot of fun shit, but psychedelics too. We'll get to him in a minute. I need to talk about the sponsor of today's podcast, because we always talk about preparation on the show, and it's like the only time a perfect plan exists is when you're planning. Whether or not you are prepared is the thing. But can you feel it now? Something even bigger is coming. Your God-given freedoms are up for the taking. Even worse, those doing the taking are the same people who have sworn to defend your freedom. They think they can violate your right to protect your own family. They think they can force their delusions onto your children. They think they can control the media and hide the truth. But you know what they can't take away? Self-reliance, your peace of mind, your preparation. If you got water filtration, you probably should. You got a charged solar generator, you better. Emergency food on your shelf. Get it now from My Patriot Supply. Having served millions of American families, My Patriot Supply is the most trusted name in survival, and for damn good reason. Go check out my favorite website, preparewithrob.com. Preparewithrob.com. Do that right now. Save $200 on their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit. It delivers over 2,000 calories every single day, sealed inside practically impenetrable packaging that lasts up to 25 years. I've got some for me and my family in my house. I've told all my, sent them actually to my family all across the country, and they're delicious. Seriously delicious meals. So go to preparewithrob.com, save $200 per kit. The price will never be this low again, and you will get free shipping. That website is preparewithrob.com. Now, today's going to be fun because I'm bringing on former Navy SEAL Will Branum, current retired senior chief and best-selling author. Books right here, Mission Ready. It's kick-ass. You know what? I could explain it. Let's talk about Mission Ready, because we've talked about it before it released. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Just released. Mission Ready is?
Mission Ready is a book about leadership.
Good, perfect.
Yeah, it's really principles of leadership, really looking at leadership through the lens of a gunfight.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
So if I can teach you to lead in a gunfight, I can teach you to lead in any scenario on the planet. It doesn't matter how stressful it is, because, as you know, a gunfight is probably the most stressful situation that you'll ever
be in. Yeah. And a bullet never lies.
No.
Do you think like it's that like the truth comes out? Because nowadays up is down, down is up. But in a gunfight, like a bullet and RPG needs to be.
There's only 3 things that matter in a gunfight: shoot, move, and communicate.
Do you? Yeah, the end. True. Do you agree with what I said earlier about the only time a perfect plan exists is when you're planning?
When you're planning, yeah.
Yeah. Then as soon as you leave to do something.
I mean, Mike Tyson said everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
That's very true. True to this day. Yeah. I don't think enough people get punched in the face nowadays.
For sure. No.
Yeah.
Not at all. I mean, it was great when we started doing combatives, not just the old like fire strike thing, when we actually started teaching how to punch someone in the face.
Yeah.
Because you would be surprised how many dudes in the SEAL teams have never been punched in the face.
I know.
And then we put the gloves on and we went after it. And it's
the first time
it becomes very real.
It does. The first time I realized that is I used to train hitting pads, hitting the heavy bag and stuff like that. Blast. I think I'm getting good. Then you strap on the headgear and fight your buddies.
Right.
And especially I found with team guys and actually Green Berets too, SF guys, is if they're not that good, it's even more painful. Because like someone that's good might take it easy on you. You go out there throwing haymakers. Not only do you realize it sucks, but also my cardio is not as good as I thought.
You know what? Jiu-jitsu is even worse with guys that don't know what they're doing. The worst. Holy crap! Like I'm more likely to get hurt with a brand new dude than I am fighting a black belt.
Yes. Well, the black belt's going to be.
He's controlled. He knows what he's doing. He's not flailing.
Yeah. I know. There's a woman out in San Diego, Danielle Martin. She's a black belt. She's big into similar stuff like promoting women and self-defense and the way you present yourself. But in San Diego, when she was a brown belt, she would roll with new Navy SEALs, studs. And she'd tap them out.
Of course.
And they'd get pissed off SEALs like,
Right.
what the fuck? I lost to a woman. And she's like, you didn't lose to a woman. You lost to a brown belt.
Right.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
And I think jiu-jitsu just kind of put everyone,
It's a great equalizer.
watch your mouth.
Yeah.
You don't know who's who.
It's a great way to not get in a fight.
It
out on
is.
the street
It
because you
is.
don't know who you're going to fight.
Uh-huh. That my analogy too is the dude with a man bun on a scooter that just, left the art festival might be a black belt.
It could be. I know one of those guys.
Speaking of cardio, so we're in Cape Cod. You were just in New York.
Yep.
What went on there?
The Navy SEAL Hudson River Swim.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a 3-mile swim. It's a fundraiser for the Navy SEAL Foundation. Bill Brown has put it on. I think this was a 6th year. This was a 4th year that I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about a 3-mile swim where you swim like the first leg was about 3/4 of a mile. You get out on a barge in front of the Statue of Liberty. It's the most picturesque, like awesome thing you could do. Like you're standing there in front of the Statue of Liberty doing, 100 push-ups, 22 pull-ups. You get back in the water, you swim to a barge in front of Ellis Island, climb out again, do another 122, and then you swim across the channel to Lower Manhattan. That's the really hard leg.
Yes, I'm sure.
Because if currents are not in your favor, like the first year I did it, I think it took us over 2 hours. I was swimming with Ray Kashkar, former Navy SEAL. I don't know if you know that guy or not.
Yeah, he just sent me a video of a new tattoo he got on his leg. No, somebody did. He was on the chain. I know. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, Ray.
Yeah. So anyway,
I think
it took
Knobloch sent me that, but Ray was whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So it took us almost 2 hours to get across the channel. That like the currents were just jacked up.
Who's doing the tide? The tide charts.
I believe it's Bill.
The tide
I think
counts.
he needs to be like every year. I'm like, Bill, you're fired.
Yeah.
I mean, so, but also this year I know we had to wait on Fox News, and I'm like, fuck Fox, man. We got to. We're fighting nature right now.
I mean, this is technically a river going into the ocean. There's a lot of there's a lot of current, and in New York,
there's like the tides are coming in. There's the river's flowing out. It gets pretty gnarly out there.
Don't forget the poo.
Oh, what? I didn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of poo from Manhattan.
Don't tell
anyone. I've been down there when the swim happens. I've been on a police boat smoking a cigar. Very impressed. I've been asked why I haven't done it. I'm like, because I don't need to. No, I think it's badass. So
I do it because I hate swimming. Like almost all SEALs, we all fucking hate swimming.
I remember times in combat where we would walk 2 miles out of the way, not to get our feet wet.
Yeah,
I love the ocean.
Yeah.
But we were tortured with we went through Buds together.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Last hard class.
Last hard class.
Buds class 208. But it starts off, since we're there, because it was a week ago, starts off with the push-ups, the pull-ups, and then you run through Manhattan, right?
Yeah, so first you actually start in Open Skies Park in New Jersey.
So, right, yeah, okay.
Do a ceremony there. Then we run down about a mile to Liberty Park with flags.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped along the way and watched the leapfrogs jump in.
That's just awesome too. What a great
cool.
job, man! Some regrets. Yeah. One regret is I don't know, man. Those stadium jumps and those guys. Like, I was a SEAL for a while. You were too. Those guys are just cool.
They're ridiculous. Like the skills that they have.
Yeah. I would like if I'm standing in a place and they did a jump in, I'll be like elbowing someone next to me. I used to work with guys like that.
Right. Yeah. I used to jump out of airplanes. Yeah. Yeah. I used to get paid for that. It was awesome.
But yeah, they're good. The stadium jump. I've never done a stadium jump. That's just good shit. Yeah. Speaking of having your calculations right, you got to have your wins right too.
Yeah.
But okay, so you start in New Jersey, you do the swim, but when you come to Lower Manhattan, because the part that I really thought was cool was running through New York with the flags, and the barrel-chested frogmen.
Yeah.
Cool. I'd be the guy with the long sleeve white shirt saying, "Well, I don't want to get burnt." The truth is,
it's funny. Bill's like, he's like, shirts off. Like he's so like one of the most motivated people I know. Shirts off. And spitting everywhere because he gets so excited.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
I can't take my shirt off because no one would believe any of my story. Then I've had abs. I've had abs twice in my life. Once right after Hell Week, and once right after San Clemente Island. And that's pretty much it.
Really? Because I ate good on San Clemente Island.
Well, we ate good, but the flights and the runs and and I still blame my swim buddy for wet and sandy every hour on the hour.
My whole squad was wet and sandy on the hour.
Yeah.
Because we may or may not have walked across the runway during one of the FTXs.
That was you.
And then maybe got in trouble for it.
Yeah. I was too busy stepping on the, was it Choya?
Oh, yeah. Whatever
What's that
the
shit called that
cactus are.
goes through your boots?
Yeah.
Swimming out there is fun. Since we're just jumping around, because we're in Cape Cod right now, I like to always bring up great white sharks. There's a lot out here. We were just looking at the app before this.
Yeah, there's ridiculous.
So I got married at Chatham Bars Inn, and I think it was last week. I don't remember which day, but half of a sea lion washed up.
Oh,
and then they spotted a 12-foot great white about 20 yards off. So it's like this would be a good day for golf. I love sharks, but like they're feeding now.
Not a time to get in the water.
I'll find
maybe they're full. Like they only ate half the sea lion.
Well, but the San Clemente Island, they had great whites out there too.
Yeah, it's the third largest breeding ground in the world for great whites.
I think there's a difference. Though,
and then they like showed us the Shark Week video, and then like, all right, get your fins on. We're going on for a swim. Yeah. And I thought they were joking.
No, they
weren't.
They're serious.
Yeah,
Buds instructors can be dicks.
You think?
They didn't do the swim with us. I remember on the 5 mile swim.
It's like the fastest fucking swim on the planet.
Oh, and we're all in
like
the
at night, and you have your glow stick on so you can.
I remember we did the 5.5 nautical mile ocean swim,
twice.
which is 7.1 twice. But there was an instructor there, Pelly. I remember his name, and he was just funny because he came in right before the swim brief. You're going to swim from Imperial Beach up here,
right?
And he had this bucket of fried chicken, and he's like, "Well, you guys are going to be doing the 5.5 mile swim. I'm going to be in the boat doing the 5.5 mile picnic, chumming the water for you." And that was weird too. When we did the first one, the beach was concave, and you're trying to do a straight line,
right?
So I found myself, me and Monty, we're 3 miles out to sea, and there's no safety boats.
No.
And if a white shark finds us, but with our luck, he'd grab us and then swim us in, or swim us out further, make us swim longer. But so the swim was badass.
Well, the first swim, the water was cold. I put a Snickers in a Ziploc inside my wetsuit.
Yes.
And stopped, right around the elephant cage, and my swim buddy and I, we ate this. It was frozen. Like it was against my body. That's how cold the water was. And the Snickers bar was frozen. And then like the next time we looked up, we were closer to where we started than
the current,
because we were going the opposite direction of the current.
Well, they did it because they said that they were convinced the current is now going south to north instead of the past 100,000 years where it's going north to south.
Yeah.
I remember on our second one, Monty, my swim buddy, he actually had a Snickers bar taped to his knife. So we're in line to get the we're in line to get the inspection, and I look down. I'm like, if they catch you, we're both fucked. And he said, but if they don't, I'll split it with you. I'm like, I'm not saying they got a. It's like going through TSA. You better catch my laptop. Fuck that. Funny, but Bud's days. But yeah, so the swim now. What's the difference between swimming as a retired guy across the Hudson looking at New York than being the Buds guy?
I can do whatever I want.
Good.
I don't have to swim the side stroke if I don't want to. I can
I
can swim with a fucking snorkel if I want to.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Freestyle
snorkel.
That's not a bad call.
I put that together last year. The first 3 years I did it, or first 2 years I did it, I was swimming, side stroke or somewhat freestyle or like a modified breaststroke.
Yes.
So I could see where I was going.
Yeah. Do you pair up with anybody or just kind of everyone from?
I've always swam with Ray.
Yes.
And then this year Ray didn't show up, so I just swam on
Where
my
was
own.
Ray? He's in Hawaii.
You know what? He was in Hawaii.
Okay, he switched out with you.
Yeah, we did a switch.
That's a lot from Virginia to Hawaii.
Ray's
good at that shit though. Ray like thrives on that shit.
I've done it a lot. Like I've been asking him for years. I'm like, when are you coming to Hawaii? And then as he comes to Hawaii, I'm not even there.
Do they go to the same place that you were?
They're on the same island. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, when I love that you said you can. I can do whatever I want. I'll have people ask me now, well, could you do Buds again? I'm like, I don't think so. And they'll be like, why, you can't do it physically? I'm like, no, I would tell instructors to go fuck themselves.
Right, yeah.
I'm not doing what you say. Who are you, meat?
Yeah, you haven't done that. You haven't done what I've done.
What was your class? So speaking of that, so you got out. You retired as a senior chief.
Yep.
I got out as a senior chief. E8.
Yep.
Not an E9.
Not an E9.
That's important to say because I'm proud of being an E8. I'm assuming you're
stoked.
too.
Yeah, I would say I'm not politically correct enough to be an E9.
Right. Well, yeah, that doesn't. That's you do get political there. But there's a guy out there right now who's the vice presidential candidate.
No, that can't be right.
Yeah. They're actually in the middle of the DNC right now, and he got busted lying about his service. So 24. Tim Walz is his name. 24 or 25 years in the National Guard in Minnesota. Great. That's fantastic.
Awesome.
He got the billet.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir. He got the billet as the command sergeant major, which, as you know, you can get the billet without being the rank. Rudy Bosch was the command master chief at SEAL Team 2 as an E8, and then he obviously made it. And then, 42 years in the Navy.
Yeah.
So he got the billet as command sergeant major, Tim Walz. And then his unit deployed. He didn't deploy with them for whatever reason. He said it was because he was running for office. But his boys went to Iraq without their senior enlisted guy.
That seems
shady.
Suspect.
Not illegal.
Right.
But he was technically the command sergeant. Now he runs for Congress, and all of a sudden, everywhere he goes, this retired command sergeant major Tim Walz, and he's a Democrat, so he's talking about gun control, and he's like, well, there's no reason these weapons of war, like I carried in combat, should be on the streets.
But did he go to combat?
No, he didn't go to combat. He went to Italy. So technically, we should say grazie for your service, because he did keep ISIS out of Italy,
right?
But he did all that. But I think the problem was he was running for Congress, and he's at there's cameras everywhere. And they're always rolling. And some people do fudge their stuff. And he said some things where he maybe didn't think he'd get to the point where he'd be the vice presidential candidate, where if you run for office,
you got to know that everyone's going to dig through your...
They're going to try to ruin your life and crush your family.
Yeah. So, Rob, why don't you run for office?
Not a fucking... Are you kidding me? There's shit out there about me that... Half the shit's true. The other half they just don't know. I tell people every time I've been in handcuffs, I deserved it. But he got busted, and now what they're saying, instead of him just saying, look, anything, like I got excited and I technically had the billet and I just got excited and I shouldn't have said that, and I'm sorry. Done.
Right.
Instead, he's doubling down on it. And it's like he gave a thing the other day. He's like, I'm damn proud of my service, and they should be. And I don't have a problem with your service. I have a problem with you lying about it, because he was talking to families of Gold Star families,
right?
Talking about combat,
people who have lost their loved ones.
Yes, and he didn't. He didn't even risk it. Like his biggest issue was deciding which dessert to have after an Italian dinner. That's his battle,
right?
And then he put retired command sergeant major on his challenge coin for Congress. That's not a miss. I didn't misspeak. You fucking did that.
Right.
Or someone did it. Anyway, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's stolen valor. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Did you do it or did you not? Were you advanced to that rank or were you not? I was not a Master Chief.
I was not either.
I held the position of... I've held that position in the absence of the Command Master Chief.
Mm-hmm. By direction.
Right, but I was never a Master Chief.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't say I'm a Master Chief.
No, because you weren't, and neither was I. I was a senior chief, which I think is fine. Anyway, I just it was an odd. It's still an odd way that they're going to try to spin it, just because they want the party,
right?
And the party politics. I don't want to get political today, but like, if all you care about is your party and not the country,
so this is what I've noticed, and I've had my fair share of dealing with narcissists. And the cool thing about narcissists is they tell you what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They do that by accusing you of doing it.
Yes. Admit nothing, deny everything, make counter accusations.
Right. They're masters of it.
Yes.
That's how I found out that I was being played, if you will, by narcissists, because they would always tell me what they're doing, but they accused me of doing it. I'm like, where did that even come from? Where did that line of thinking even come from? And oh, that's what you're doing. Got it. Thanks for sharing. Mm-hmm. Thanks for giving me your whole game plan.
You know what's weird too is I've run into a lot of narcissists.
But that took me a long time to figure out. And that's what I see on the political spectrum. They accuse you of doing something because that's what they're doing.
Washington, D.C. is a tractor beam for narcissists.
Yeah.
And sociopaths. They can talk well. They don't mean anything. And what I found too is like it's easier to tell the truth because you don't need to remember a lie. They don't give a fuck if they lie.
Right.
Don't care. Don't. Blatant on tape.
Yeah.
Drago said it best when he said, you could catch me
I love that guy.
with my hand in the cookie jar. And they would say, your hand's in the cookie jar. Just say, that's not my hand. And they'll go with that.
Yeah.
Double down.
No, seriously, it's not my hand. It's connected to your arm, though.
No.
That's not my arm.
That's not my body. I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? So... yeah, so New York is fun. That's a blast. One more thing because of politics. I know that you were a Navy SEAL because we went through BUDS together.
Yep.
And we went through SEAL tactical training together.
And sniper school together.
I was going to say, I also am aware that you're a sniper because we went through sniper school together. I've been talking to a lot of snipers recently from every branch. Yeah, even dudes that just got out of the Army, like fresh out of sniper school, so they're probably more current than I am. The thoughts on what happened in Pennsylvania, Trump assassination attempt.
Yep.
I think personally that's a failure in leadership, all the way up,
Definitely.
and then to the team leader or the whatever they call it, the team leader. I hope. Did you see anything? Where do you think the buck stops?
So, it's a leadership issue.
Yes.
Period. I was climbing Mount Kilimanjaro when the whole thing happened.
Look at you.
And
I see why women find you attractive.
and then I woke up in the morning and I texted Erin and I was like, and she was like, can you believe what happened? And I was like, she wouldn't even tell me. She's like, go on Instagram and scroll like two or three times.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. And then I had to finally saw a video or something where he actually got shot. And I was like, oh, and then I woke up everyone else that was in the hut with me. I was like, hey, guess what? Someone just tried to kill Trump. My first thought was like, what took him so long? I can't believe it took him this long to try that.
There's a brilliant, that's a great, that's a great way to say it. How did it take that long to this to happen? Just because of the hate? Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. And so, but I also, when I think about the Secret Service, I don't really know what happened, but I had a bunch of people ask me what's my opinion? My immediate thought went to ROEs, rules of engagement, and rules of engagement for, what happens on the civilian side or law enforcement or whatever, very different than, they're not that different from combat, but they are different because there's in combat, if you hostile intent, hostile act equals hostile intent.
Yeah.
And then and then you eliminate the threat.
Yes.
It's a little gray in combat.
It is. You don't even need to get, a lot of people don't know this too, you don't even need to get shot at to consider troops in contact.
Correct.
Call it tick.
I mean, well, even, for example, there were times where we shot the guy with the cell phone because he was the guy coordinating the attacks.
Yes.
And once we shot him, the bad guy stopped.
Yeah.
And so you're not shooting the guy with a gun, you're shooting the guy with a cell phone.
Well, yeah, with the intent.
And there was one night I should have shot a guy with a cell phone. It was an Iraqi police officer because we got IED'd. I was like, something's not right about that guy.
Yeah.
I feel like I should shoot him, but I didn't. And those are times where you're like, well, maybe I got the right guy, maybe not. And I would live with, maybe regret. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I didn't shoot him. And the thing that saved us is because we were hauling ass. And the IEDs, the EFPs, just missed our vehicle twice. Yeah,
that's the most deadly one. You can get the explosive form penetrator.
Yeah,
that's some Iranian shit. They taught. So that's you put I forget the effect, but you put a piece of metal.
Well, it's a copper. It's a copper shape charge,
almost like a shape charge. Yeah, but
and
it blasts it through everything.
You build the demolition behind it. The explosive chain drives it down, and it turns that copper disc into this molten magma thing that cuts through all
22,000 feet per second.
Yeah, I mean, we had a few nights later, we lost 3 guys, and it would look like a samurai came down and chopped them straight through their body.
That is insane.
It chopped the barrel off the 50 cal, took one guy's leg, killed 3 guys in the back. 2 of the guys, or 3 of the guys that it killed. No, 2 of the guys that it killed, they got there that night, and this was a turnover op for them. It was a combat camera guy and a SIGINT guy.
Combat camera guy.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. I mean, not God rest his soul. There's even, well, we'll get into this in a second. J.D. Vance, Marine.
Yep.
What's coming out now is the other side. Veterans are talking shit about J.D. Vance. They're saying, well, he wasn't in combat. He was a correspondent. He was combat camera.
Right.
They're in combat.
They're in combat.
How the fuck did they get those
We
pictures?
took combat camera on
yes,
every
I know.
op.
But, I mean, why would
because they're out there, videoing, picking up evidence. They're there for. They're a tool. They're an asset.
They're a biographer of what actually happened in this fight.
Yeah.
Combat cameramen. They're the reason we know what happened in the battles. All of them of Fallujah.
Right.
But I mean, so we talked about Tim Walz and his lying about his service, but now they're comparing that to J.D. Vance not being infantry. He was a combat cameraman.
Right.
He's in combat, man.
He's still going in harm's way.
Walz didn't make it to Iraq. And and Afghanistan, it's not like a front line.
Right.
You're there. Guess what? Al-Qaeda's working on your fucking base.
Yeah.
They're probably serving you food. They're there. And yeah, it's I don't know why. There was a congressman, I forgot his name, I mentioned him in the last podcast from New York, who was saying he was a Marine. Well, he was sort of a Marine. Something like that. And
sort of a Marine?
But this dude was a Marine, and he served 4 tours, and he led guys in combat. But why you got to talk shit about another vet? Just because it's politics? A lot of that going around too.
I don't get it. I mean, I make fun of some vets out there.
There's a difference though.
But yeah,
I mean, because when it comes down to it, everyone that raised their hand is part of the cog in the machine.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, sitting there in the team room like, hey, nerd,
yeah.
get me my service record.
Yeah.
Just fucking around. But just to try to degrade someone's, I don't understand that at all.
It doesn't make sense. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So where the hell were we?
I mean, I talk a lot of shit about you.
Well, obviously. Well, I signed the book the wrong way because I was.
I love that book. I love that signature.
I was in my. Will actually bought one of my books that I will sign, and instead of Never Quit, I say Never O'Neill.
Never O'Neill.
I have no idea what
awesome.
I think I was like on a call with you as I'm signing it.
You said something like because I texted you and I was like, hey, sign my book and I want you to tell me how good looking I am, and you said you're very handsome. Never O'Neill.
I don't know what I meant. Are you going to sign one of my books?
You'll never be O'Neill.
Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, so that's just going back to the leadership at the sniper thing. Their perimeter, the shot was taken, and it was not quite as far as 150 yards, but I'll make it 150 just for the sake of math. They said that wasn't in their perimeter.
How is it not?
I don't know. You could realistically shoot someone with a pistol at that range.
Now I haven't heard. Was he using iron sights? Did he have a?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Dot?
Nobody knows.
How did you miss at that range? First of all, but
8 shots. Did he? Now there. Oh man, we're going grassy knoll here. How many shooters were there? Because it seems like there was some panic shots in there too at some point.
I heard a theory recently about some water tower or something else.
I think the water tower is sort of I think that's a head fake. I think it's the room behind him or something. Because there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of weird. The weirdest thing that I've I
want to go there and check out the area.
They
just
won't
from my perspective.
They don't let you in there. Did you notice too the kid that got killed? We're not talking about him anymore. There wasn't a funeral and he got cremated. That's weird.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Didn't hear about it. We're not hearing about it anymore. They don't talk about it.
It's weird how all of those mass shootings or any kind of shooting that happens where they're an extremist, they call them a right-wing extremist.
They were doing that
for all of them, but they end up being not.
Well, the left-wing extremists don't fit the narrative, so they want to bury it, it seems like. I mean, I don't know. A lot of shady shit there. I'm just saying, as a sniper, as a counter sniper, 150 yards is definitely going to be in my. I mean, I'll sketch it out by hand, just in case the shit goes down.
Yeah.
And they didn't have radios. They were texting each other.
I can't have this conversation.
Yeah, let's not do it. Let's get into something.
That's going to kill me. What the fuck?
But it's frustrating too. It's almost like they're putting.
What I thought we were professionals. I thought we were.
I've heard so much shit about the Secret Service lately. Last week there was an event in Asheville, North Carolina, and the trip lead or the team lead, she was off her post because she was in a back room for VIPs breastfeeding her child, and so she wasn't on station. Which to me that's kind of a no-no when your job is to protect someone.
Yeah.
And if you're at the point where you're breastfeeding your baby, which is awesome, all kids should be breastfed, but maybe it's not time to get back to work yet. I know we're all empowered. Right. Maybe you should, if that's taken away from the president, I mean, we're at a point now where you might need to hire personal security because the Secret Service doesn't seem like they're doing it.
No, they don't.
I think it's another issue of having everybody in Washington, D.C. Everyone's all there. They all talk. It's a small place. They should move people around. It's political.
Yeah.
And this is me on a soapbox. Every retired E8 or E9 or admiral or general should have like a 10-year minimum before you can leave and then go work for a contract. Not a contractor, but like Boeing or Lockheed or
yeah.
Take some politics out of it.
I mean, they have that for government service.
Yeah.
You have to wait a certain amount of time before you can be hired.
Not as a lobbyist.
But you don't for private industry.
Yeah.
As a lobbyist or whatever, using your. I mean, it's capitalism at the end of the day, which I believe in.
Yeah, I do. Oh, I do too.
However,
the crony stuff is weird because a lot of people are making a lot of money on either war or the threat of war because the more freedoms they take away, the more money they're going to make. And they take it away for public safety, of course.
Of course.
Like the Patriot Act. Sounded good,
Who
didn't
are
it?
we? Yeah, it sounded great
now
at
you
the
can
time.
spy on us.
Right.
Yeah. Craziness. Well, we need to get into Mexico because I've recently gone.
Mexico.
You know what?
I don't speak Spanish. So.
I did want to. I don't know why. I'm excited about this because I normally drink Warpath coffee, but I found Tim Hortons because we're close to Canada, and there was a Tim Hortons in Kandahar.
Not when I was in Kandahar.
No, there was not. Well, when did you go?
I was in Kandahar in 2002, 2003. Oh. We didn't even have base security. I almost died in Kandahar one night because they dropped a freaking rocket, landed right outside the tent that we were sleeping in.
Yeah.
And shot shrapnel through the tent. Like if anyone was sitting up.
They're dead.
Yeah.
Who was doing the Taliban?
Yeah.
Dicks.
And we weren't, and even back then, we weren't really going after the Taliban.
No, we weren't for a while.
Like, there would be fire bases. I remember fire bases where, coalition forces were at, and they could see the Taliban coming in, setting up rockets on the opposite hillside and firing them in, and they weren't allowed to engage.
Well, because we're fighting Al-Qaeda.
Right.
That's because people that are in charge know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know,
that was the first time I was like, what are we doing?
We're still paying the Taliban right now millions of dollars a week. I'm talking like upwards of, it's over $50 million, I think, a week we're paying these guys for humanitarian aid. They just had a 3-year anniversary parade at Bagram with our shit.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, why? Who's in charge?
Nobody.
Who's paying those bills?
Nobody.
Oh, the American taxpayer.
Kandahar is awesome. It's beautiful this time of year because it can go from like 90 degrees and sunny to 10,000 degrees and fiery.
I was there in the winter, so.
Yeah. You got to stick around for
that was part of our patrol to combat.
The spring offensive.
Patrol to contact.
Did you guys do that? Yeah. Now, whose call is that?
That was the Siege Soda colonel.
It was his idea for you to patrol the contact?
Yeah.
In Humvees or what?
Humvees. We had soft skin.
I was going to say about that.
That was before we had armored vehicles. I was driving a Hilux. I loved that truck. I wish I could have kept that truck.
Soft skin, I prefer driving that stuff in Afghanistan because you don't look like the up-armored American Suburban.
Right.
But that doesn't matter when you're a
So
convoy.
the Humvees that we had, when we shipped them over, they were white with a red cross painted on them. And then we put, plywood boxes, built plywood boxes on the back, put, racks to hang our rucks on, loaded up with food and water and fuel, and painted them with camouflage, and off we went.
Why did they have the white trucks with
because that was early in the war for
like white Red Cross type shit?
That was SBU's ambulance
special boat unit
that got allocated to go to combat as our Humvees. I remember we had the plastic doors.
Yeah.
Wintertime, raining, shitty. I was in a Hilux.
Whose idea was that to put the crosses on?
Well, no, that was because SBU was using them as
SBU. You mean special boat units?
Yeah,
not
in Norfolk,
not the SBS, the special boat service from the.
No, in Norfolk, the boat team in Norfolk, in Little Creek.
Yes,
that was their ambulance or maybe to tow some of the boats around. But they were like, oh, we need Humvees in Afghanistan. During that time, there were no armored vehicles yet.
Yeah.
And so that's what they shipped over. And
they just gave you their shit.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That was all the Humvees that NSW owned at the time. And so that's what we drove around. And it was awesome.
Yeah. That was a weird time to be in Afghanistan. I didn't get there till 2005.
I thought it was weird because even back then, Route Disney in Bagram,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
like the Air Force were giving us speeding tickets.
Yeah,
it was like the war's over. We're getting speeding tickets in a combat zone.
I remember talking to some dudes from Gold Team that got an HVT, an HVI, whatever you want to call it, high value something, and they were hauling ass to the airfield at Bagram that we used to own, and got pulled over because the speed limit was like 4.
Yeah,
there were signs,
stupid,
and they were almost drawn down on the MPs, like motherfucker.
Yeah, when I did security in Iraq in 2005, because we got reallocated from kicking doors to being the protection for the interim government of Iraq.
Super.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Take a bullet from one of those guys.
Yeah,
they do the same for you.
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing. It was pretty stupid. Like I almost got shot because the Air Force was guarding Rumsfeld when he was in, and then my VIP was leaving. I'm trying to train up my my Iraqi security force. And they're like, oh, the Americans, they're not letting us go by. So I went there with one of my guys, and I got out of the vehicle, and the Air Force drew down on me.
Yes,
and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
You're training up the Iraqis, but that's okay because they catch on real quick.
They're super smart.
They're 10 minutes early every day.
Yeah.
They just catch on. And
they're always engaged.
They just get it. They just get it. It's not a lot of, can't do jumping jacks, butt fucking my buddy. They're just straight professionals. None of that other shit.
No, not at all.
And that was normal. Anyway. So, speaking of crazy shit, Mexico, because I was excited about because you sent me a picture and just said do you recognize this place?
Yeah, you ever
and
been
I
here?
had just left. I didn't know you were going.
Yeah, I think I saw you posted something in your stories, heading back to Mexico to get some more Ibogaine.
Yes,
we need to legalize Ibogaine.
We do, and it's important. What we're talking about with Mexico is that's where a lot of us have to go for psychedelic treatment for PTS, for addiction, for whatever it is.
Yeah.
and because we can't get it here for some reason, and it wouldn't be hard to get here. We can get into why pharmaceuticals and
I bet you money that there are pharmaceutical companies with the synthetic versions sitting on the shelf waiting to go.
Yeah, well, they got to wait till they get the contract, the big money for them.
Yeah.
But I don't even really care if someone and I'm getting nothing out of it except helping.
Yeah.
But the treatment itself is the psychedelics. It's better than an ass pocket full of pills you're just popping.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're rolling through life like a fucking zombie. Is that your first time going down there?
First time, yeah.
Yeah, I've gone twice. Can you walk me through your experience, and I'm just going to add in what I went, because I think we did the exact same schedule.
So I mean, I'm going to back up a little bit further than that and thank Marcus Capone, who you know has the nonprofit Vets.
Vets, yeah.
That paid for me to go down there.
Good.
And
they paid for me too, twice.
Awesome.
Veterans Exploring Treatment Solutions.
Yeah,
it's
and
vets,
so they're looking at all
I should be looking that up.
All kind of alternative therapies than like traditional medicine. And one of the things I love about plant medicine is like it's thousands of years old.
Yes.
It's natural, the end. You can't get better than that. And most pharmaceuticals are made from some molecule of plants. Over, I think it's like 30+% of pharmaceuticals come from a molecule that they synthesize and made a synthetic version of that replicates what the plant actually has. But
and that's important too to remember. It's a plant-based medicine.
Correct.
It's not like you're getting like this shitty ecstasy that was made and you're going to the
in someone's garage somewhere.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is vetsolutions.org. Vetsolutions.org. Yeah, please go support that organization. They're phenomenal.
And they work with a company called Ambio, AMBIO as well.
Yeah.
I totally interrupted you. Sorry about that. But yeah, the plant-based drugs, and like it's older than this country.
Yeah.
A lot older. It's grown in Gabon.
In Africa.
In Africa, yeah.
Yeah.
The root. So you got in touch with Vets, and then how did that go?
So I just reached out to Marcus, who I knew Marcus when he was a new guy.
Yes.
Like brand new, starry-eyed, whatever.
Where was he at?
He was we actually went to rigor school together.
Okay.
In Virginia.
Yeah.
It was him and Josh Harris.
Really?
Where we all three went to rigor school.
Josh Harris.
And fucking great dude.
Yes.
Like great dude. So anyway, Marcus shared his story with me years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then
did he go to STV?
No. He was at SEAL Team 10.
Okay.
Then he went over to Development Group, and then he went out to Buds.
Okay. Because the way they seem to do STV is the tallest guy, you're perfect for.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we've had some big dudes.
STV is the SEAL delivery vehicle we've talked. I don't know what episode it was, though. If you want to hear about STV.
Whatever, it's like 94, 95, something like that.
Yeah.
of the Operator Podcast. I might actually like take that and make it a part of my podcast also. The Navy SEAL mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Just a shameless plug there.
Not at all. Not at all. Plug anything.
So Vets, so Ibogaine, so they picked us up in it's a very choreographed event.
Mm-hmm.
And so they picked us up in San Diego, drove us down to the house in Mexico. The house is right across the street from the ocean, so you have this beautiful view of the Coronado Islands out there. Beautiful yard to kind of sit out there and kind of reflect and do the things that you do. What impressed me the most is I think they took the medical part of it very seriously.
Yes.
They had medical staff 24/7.
Yes, they did.
I had to get an EKG before going down there. They educated us as much as possible about Ibogaine, about 5-MeO DMT.
Mm-hmm.
And they took all the absolute precautions necessary to make sure that you have a great experience, no medical issues along the way.
Did you get nervous during the piss test? I still get nervous during piss tests. No, it's like in the Navy. Like I know I didn't do anything, but I don't want to.
You know what I did?
Isn't that funny?
I'll always do. Yeah, I'm like, well, I.
And the explanation in the Navy can't be. Look, I don't like cocaine. I love how it smells. Bear with me.
Right. It smells amazing, but yeah.
Anyway, no, it's just funny because I was me and I talk too much. Me and 4 Army dudes, and we're all taking the piss test. Kind of like, what are they looking for?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It was funny. I was the only Navy guy there. Also.
Yeah.
It was all Army and
good.
And I was the only Navy guy, which is interesting because one of the guys that was down there. I think he was an old Delta guy. Mm-hmm. I didn't dig, but as we dropped off at the airport, he was like, "You did a good job.
Really?
Like you represented. You weren't what I expected you to be." Because he was like, "I saw Navy SEAL," and I was like, "Fuck, one of those guys." And And it was like the best call. He's like, you do a great service for your community.
That's
I'm
cool.
like, well, most of us are like that. I mean, we
yeah.
have a handful of guys there, maybe.
Well, I was going to say, I could tell immediately you're a Navy SEAL because you wrote a book.
Exactly. I've only one so far.
Okay.
I've got a handful more to still
That's
write.
funny. That's funny. So,
and a podcast.
Yes, of course. We'll plug all that shit.
Yeah.
Do it now. Whatever you need. So you get there. They were very professional, the medical side too. Because I think personally, it's very important for people about to go through it that you know that you're safe.
Yeah.
So first night is Sweat Lodge.
First night, Sweat Lodge.
Tell me about that shit.
That was, so I have done a fair amount of sauna. And, but the Sweat Lodge was cool. Like, prior to that, they had this, some artwork on the wall. And one of the things they had on the wall was a jaguar. And I was like, I think jaguars are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And like, I'm in the Sweat Lodge. We did like.
Describe what it looks like.
It looks like a giant pizza oven.
But it's a
like
teepee.
A stone pizza oven in someone's like, not even garage, like in a
it's
whatever.
You pull up. Something shady's going on.
Yeah, you're like, are we going to get beheaded in here and like thrown in like a vat of acid or something? I have no idea what's going to happen right now. In like some neighborhood somewhere in Mexico. Yeah.
Was the dude from Apocalypto there when you went through? That dude with the long hair that you wouldn't be surprised if he came out chewing on someone's heart?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'll let you tell your
story. Yeah, and then but it was everything was very ceremonial with smoke and like
very
blessings
cool.
And
the
like
ceremony,
all
awesome. Yeah,
like everything. Turn around, do the blessing, do the smoke, do the stuff, and then we get in there and it's like I think it was like 4 rounds of 30 minutes of heat.
It's a lot. Yeah, you got to do. There's 4 sessions, one for each cardinal direction.
Oh, is that what it was? Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure about that because my hearing's not that great, and then
and if there's an echo, it's pitch black.
Pitch black,
hotter
you're
than
sweating.
Fuck.
You're like kind of uncomfortable because it's this like dome thing and you can't like relax.
Yeah. We got to a point because there's that bucket of water in the middle.
Yeah.
You can dip your rag in it and then you put it on your head and all of a sudden the rag's 120 degrees.
Yes.
I remember like right around the 4th chapter or whatever. It's like at first I didn't really want to sit down because I don't care at this point.
Right.
I'm laying down trying to get some air, marinating in some other dude's juices. I don't know what the hell's going on. Don't care.
No, at some point, your give a fuck is you're done with that. But I like the singing and chanting in there, too. Like the reverberation. Like I dig that stuff.
Yeah.
Other people didn't or the conch shell that they.
Yes.
And you couldn't tell where the sound was coming from. The guy was sitting right next to me, and it sounded like he was across the room.
Well, because you mentioned the cougar, and the dude that looked like from the movie Apocalypto, he was making the cougar sounds in there. It had to be him. Doesn't speak English. This shit's about to get real.
The little lady was in there.
She was incredible.
Yeah.
I think she does that 4 times a day.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not sauna hot. It's way hotter.
It's a different heat for sure. Yeah.
What do you think it's doing?
I think it's just sweating the toxins and shit out of your body.
Yeah.
Kind of like sauna, but yeah.
And they were saying how the old warriors, I don't know if it was Aztecs or whatever, but the warriors would do this. Before we got in.
Right.
They said it
was like almost a rite of passage.
Yeah,
like
but they would do this
combat.
and then they go to war. When I got done with that shit, I'm like you give them a week, right? We're not going to go fight now. I'm cramping up, dog.
I'm going to go, we're going to go we're going to go into combat in like another day. Day and a half.
So that was cool. And then you go back to the crib.
Go back there. They rehydrate you. You keep this stupid stent in your arm.
Oh, yeah, I remember
that.
Like
that was not that comfortable. But
no.
The meals, holy shit!
Right?
They world class chefs, world class.
They stole those 2 dudes.
Food.
They stole those 2 dudes. Those 2. I don't know if they're brothers, but they studied culinary arts in Mexico City. Then they moved up to Rosarito and working in a restaurant. And someone from Ambio, the company, I guess, went in there and said, look, do you want your own kitchen? Make your own menu. Nobody fucks with you. And they stole them. So they're the dudes cooking there.
They're awesome. Like,
I wanted
the best food I've ever had in my life.
Unbelievable. We got there when we got there. So I got me and 4 Army dudes, and we sit down, and the first meal is this huge bowl of like some sort of pork soup with perfect spices. And so everyone finishes that. We're like, oh, good. And they're like, oh, that was the first course.
That's the first. Yeah. 3, 4, 5 course meals.
We got more stuff.
Almost every meal. Yeah.
Oh, I dug that shit.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Meals were amazing.
How'd you sleep there?
I slept really good.
Yeah.
Like my sleep coming from there has been
shady.
No, but it's been really good.
Since leaving.
Since leaving.
Yeah, me
since
too.
Coming back. Yeah,
me too.
Like ridiculously good.
I haven't taken Ambien. I'm an Ambien guy because that whole thing where
like normally I'm like a 6 hour a night guy. I'm doing 8 hours, no problem.
Mm-hmm. Good. It's good to hear.
I'm like, I mean, I have.
You know what you got to do too. Now's a good time. Is your gummies?
Yeah,
I love those. By the way.
yeah. The best.
Tell people about them.
The best products that I have that I use for myself are the buzzing gummies with the sleep gummies. So there's some THC in there, and there's some what the hell is in there? I'm blanking right now. Of my own products, a little bit of melatonin, CBN, which is a sedative molecule of the hemp plant. I also have a soft gel, so I combine the three. Lights out.
Yes,
like I can't stay awake. I can try, but I can't.
No, the buzzing gum is yours, or I love them because when I the sleep gummies are great, and they're putting me to sleep, and it's kind of middle of the day. I'm like, I'll take 2 of the buzzing gummies.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, that's legit.
I'll tell you what, the comedy I was watching took about 10 hours, and it was hilarious. And I had to remember which house I was in. But yeah, where do you find those?
nw-recovery.com. I believe I have a discount code. I think it's RJO20.
Okay.
For your people, but yeah, the buzzing gummies, the sleep gummies, and the sleep soft gels are by far my
awesome.
favorite.
We'll have that here. Yeah. So the sleep is good there, and then which room did you have?
Right when you come in the front door, it was the 2 rooms.
Okay. You didn't get the room with the king bed and the shower?
No, I didn't.
I got that one. I got lucky.
Yeah, I think the older guy got that one.
Yeah.
He was all the way downstairs. I think he was a CAD guy, but
yeah.
But yeah, I didn't actually care that I had a.
No.
Showers were not awesome though. They were for you because you had your own.
I was gonna say, what's the big deal?
I was like, I was upstairs.
Well, I told
actually, we had a guy that came and he was kind of a liaison. He was kind of talking us through, and so he had his own room outside. Like if you walk out the back, you turn right and go down the stairs.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I would go use his shower, and like after Ibogaine, that was like the best shower of my life.
Oh yeah.
That was.
I told we had a Delta guy there with me, and I told the guys straight up too, like if you need to borrow my shitter or the shower, I don't care. Just come in and use that. It's like whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
And I just finished the shower and I was changed. I was doing whatever, and the CAD guy knocked on my door and he goes, "Hey, you naked?" And I'm like, "No, I'm changed." He goes, "Do you mind if I get naked?" I'm like, "Are you borrowing the shower? Or are we just gonna hang out?" What? I'm cool.
Either way, doesn't matter.
We're in the trust tree with the. So so you have the sweat lodge, the food, breakfast, and then that's Ibogaine day, right?
Yeah, so then it's Ibogaine, and one of the Erica, I don't know who your coach is. So Erica was awesome. She verified.
She's fucking awesome, and her dog Ave Maria.
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
Awesome.
She claims it's a really well behaved dog. That dog's getting some of that food too from somebody.
Oh, we were feeding. Yeah, we asked her if it was cool.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I didn't understand prior to this, where people talk about intentions. What are your intentions?
Yeah.
So what are your intentions going into this medicine? And enough people had explained it to us. I was like, okay, so these are my intentions. And my coach prior to that, had me write down things I want to get rid of out of my life.
Yes.
And then the things I want to bring in. Like, what do I want to clean up? What are the things I need to do? And so Erica helped explain some of the process. She's like, Ibogaine, it's different from ayahuasca. Ayahuasca sounds cool. It's sexy sounding. Everybody knows about it. No one knows about Ibogaine. And she's like, Ibogaine is like the mother of all plant medicine. And so, and you can actually talk to Ibogaine. You can ask it to show you things that you want to do.
It shows up for me. It showed up right here.
Yeah.
And then you just ask it. And it's like, look over there. It's like, oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. What they had me do was write down 5 questions you want to ask it.
Yeah.
Which, and it's. I
still have my intentions right here.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to share that?
No.
Good. I burned mine.
So mine, my burn lists. So the fire ceremony.
I think that's a great ceremony too, to get especially because the first time I did it, I was alone. This time I was with other dudes, and to stand around that camaraderie.
Oh, interesting. You're alone.
Yeah.
That's
Marcus Luttrell came down because he heard I was alone. He's like, I'm not going to let you start.
Dude,
this.
I would have fucking gone down.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm like, hey, I'll go Tijuana to get fucked up.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you will get fucked up, but
it's not.
You
not
won't
like
be
that.
out there with the dude with the whistle and the bottle of tequila. You're about to go. You're going to hell, bitch.
Yeah. So during the fire ceremony, again, before we took Ibogaine, we did the whole smoke thing, and then they gave us the red pill.
Yes.
The first dose.
How funny is that? You're
That's
literally
hilarious.
standing there taking a red pill, watching the sunset over the Coronado Islands.
And they had just taken our phones away because had just texted
Very
you.
important part. Yeah, well, you texted me. That's right.
Yeah,
I knew
you're like, all right, is it Ibogaine tomorrow? I'm like, nope, right now. And they're about to take my phone. So we
that was fucking awesome.
communicated
I was so happy
after
for
that.
you.
Yeah, I was like, again, Erica would confirm that you were down here the previous week.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I took that picture. I was like, hey, you recognize this place? You're like, oh, fuck yeah, that's awesome. So we did the smoke thing, and then we took the red pill, and then we had our burn list. And when I threw mine in the fire, it was super fucking weird. Like the fire kind of TP, and there was a log on top. And when I threw mine in, I don't know, like fucking weird energy, some other shit.
That's exactly what it is.
Like knocked the log off the top of the stack of logs.
I have
boom,
seen
like
that
across the thing, and they were like, "What did you just throw in the fire? That was some heavy shit." I was like, "Yeah, it kind of was."
I am telling you.
Like I read it to myself. I didn't read it to the group. I'm like, "Yep, it's my thing." And
this is the demon's last chance to tell you don't need to do this.
Yeah,
because you're there to kill it.
Yeah,
and I'm getting goosebumps right now.
So am I.
Some shit happens, man, and the dark shit you see in a corner at 3 a.m. in your house is real. And right now we're getting rid of you, and it's trying to fight. It's fighting with everything. I was angry as shit when I got there. I don't need this. It's like, I know I need this, but this fucking evil energy is telling me, because we can have so much fun if you don't.
Yeah.
We can also get arrested a lot if you don't.
You think? Yeah. So threw that in, and I'm not a small guy.
Yeah.
There was 2 girls there. One was like 100 pounds. The other was like maybe 115 or something, and 2 other dudes. I think the CAG guy and a third group guy, and myself. And the girl, the 100-pound girl, was like, "I bet I'm the first one that feels it." And I'm like, I bet I'm the last one to feel it, because I've tried some stuff before, and I have a very high tolerance. And I was the first one that felt it. I actually felt like a loser, because I was the first. I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Nope, it's not a race.
And so but I waited a while. I was like, someone else needs to
need to
feel
get
it, so I'm not the first one. And then but it wasn't like crazy. Like, I mean, things started. It was kind of like I was high. I was like drunk or whatever. Like everything kind of started getting a little woozy. I'm like, oh yeah, I can definitely feel it. So I went and grabbed my comforter off my bed and my pillows and took them upstairs. And,
so the way it works too, just to outside, right outside the kitchen is this fire pit and like a balcony. You can see the islands of the ocean.
Yep.
But you have to go up a set of stairs to get to the room where you're all going to be. So if you're in that situation and you start feeling, get upstairs to your mat and get ready to.
Yeah.
And it's a ride. So I don't mean to, I'm trying to just break it down for how it looks.
No, for sure.
Because we're doing it right when the sun goes down. So it's going to be dark now.
Yeah. And it was like, I was mad that they took our phones away, because like it was the most beautiful sunset ever.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Like the sun was bigger than I've ever seen it. It was like just perfectly round
that's
circle.
The good
going
energy
down
telling
into
you you're in a safe place.
Like, let's go. And so we went upstairs, and everyone's like, "What's it feel like? What's it like?" Because like I'm like, it just kind of feels like I'm drunk or high or whatever. And it's not like, but I'm a little bit woozy.
Yeah.
And so we get in there, and they're like after the first person feels it, they're like, "All right, get upstairs so we can get it going." Go in there. They have like your shrine, your altar, your whatever, the mirrors, the flowers, the water, the sand, a feather in it, and sea, air, and land, and a candle for fire. And then they turn the lights off and they turn on that music.
Wow.
And then you have your rattle, your maraca, whatever thing. I still have mine.
So do I. Have it here.
And you look in the mirror and you just start doing it. And it's cool because they're trying to orchestrate it. They're choreographing and trying to help, behind you. And they're back there shaking with the music and doing it to kind of encourage us to do it. Because we're all like, we don't know what we're doing. We're a little bit self-conscious right now. I don't know. I don't want to be judged.
Yeah, right.
And meanwhile, like everyone cried, like leading up to like talk about why you're here, all that other stuff prior to.
Good.
I was like very reserved, and I'm like, I didn't really share very much, and I was like, I don't need to like other dudes are crying, and I'm like, nope, not me. I'm not showing emotion here, and that changed.
Of course it does.
And so. But I didn't know what to do. I'm like, is it get more, less? I don't know what I'm supposed to feel over here. I kind of wanted a boot. I was also like scared. So I was like, please be gentle with me. I don't want to be hurt. But what I did learn is how to breathe, like the importance of breath.
Yes, it is too.
So prior to that, like during the day, we did like, we did massages to kind of relax. We did some breath, like an hour and a half of breath work.
Yeah.
And you're like laying there like, I know how to breathe. But then, like, I turned my ego off and said, just practice what she's telling me to do.
It helps. It works.
Like, put it, like,
I
would, like, expand my belly to, like, think diaphragmatic
breath,
breathing and then all the way up. And that paid huge dividends in the medicine.
Ours was a 2-hour breathing course. It was actually a 20-minute breathing course followed by an hour 40-minute nap. Just laying there, like
I just
but
like the whole time.
The breathing
like,
still helps too. Like
practice
we're not
this.
because emotions still come back and forth. But to sit down and breathe, 15 minutes, man, it just gets you back in the zen.
Yeah.
So you're now. So the way we did it, I'm sure you did the same way. You
I know we're kind of all over the place.
Take your red pill, and then 15 minutes later, an hour later,
it's 45 minutes, and then 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes.
Total of 4 pills. Yep. And then so you're in there. How long did you look at the mirror?
Till I got tired of sitting. I'm like, I'm tired of sitting. I just want to lay down. And
Yeah.
So I laid down. I put my mask on, and every time I heard something, I'd like,
that's what's
my
weird.
mask up and looked around, like mask back on, breathe, look around some more. Then I started hearing voices all around the room.
How crazy is that shit?
Like, what is it? Are they moving the speaker around? It wasn't.
I don't know what it is, but you can hear people all around you talking.
All around.
And literally, because you're coherent.
Yeah.
The whole time.
You're awake the whole time.
The only way I can describe it is I'm a little shaky. My arms are now 3 feet longer than normal. So are my feet, and I can't walk. But I'm coherent. But as soon as like you lift the mask, it's like there's no. I got to a point because Ibogaine is you. So like if you have a sense of humor, it will have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Or if you're dark, it can
Mine's
get dark.
kind of a dark sense of humor.
Yeah. Well, because my wife Jessica showed up with my daughter Valor in a carriage.
Yeah.
And I heard her say, "We're right here. Give your daughter a kiss and we'll leave." And I remember laying there. I go, "I know you're not here." She's like, "Just give us a kiss." And sure. And then I hear that. So the Delta guy's next to me, and I go, "What?" And I could see his eyes, but his mask was on. And he goes, "What?" I'm like, "What did you say?" He goes, "I can't hear anything with that fucking mariachi band behind you." I'm like, "What?" And then he just laid back down. Like, but you could hear everything. But there's nothing there.
Yeah. Voices. Like I would like.
What is that?
I don't know. Every one of us heard it.
But it's shaking shit loose.
Yeah.
So how did it? Because how long did it take for you to hit the peak, or do you remember?
I don't remember. I have this weird ability to process things in a certain way, which I didn't know that I had this ability. But every time I do, like I climb Kilimanjaro, I do the Grand
That's so
Canyon.
awesome, by the way. I got to hear that
all
story.
these like I got peer pressured into doing it. I didn't really want to do
That's
it.
a hell
But
of
my
a
buddy
thing
was
to
like,
give into.
my buddy was like, "Hey, let's go do this." I'm like,
Kilimanjaro.
Okay. All right, let's go.
So episode 106 is going to be about that.
I'm like, all right, let's go. But I have like I don't know if you've ever heard of like EMDR. So it's like Aaron can probably explain it better, but you have these like things that vibrate in your hand, and so it's like bilateral stimulation, and it helps you process things.
Okay.
Like I'll process stuff when I go for runs or whatever. Just like I'll come back and I'll have like a great idea. But I have the ability to like do this when I'm bored, maybe, or I'm extremely focused. And when I went into Ibogaine and the mask on, like it was like solving a 12-sided Rubik's Cube. Like I could like see it in like 3-dimensional, like fucking everything, and I'm like, okay, I'm done working on that. Let's work on something else.
Yes.
And I would work on the other thing and Ibogaine would bring back the other thing that I'm like, I don't want to work on this right now. I want to work on that.
Yeah.
Work on this. Okay, fine. So I've got a lot more trips to go do Ibogaine, but
yeah. Oh yeah. That's what it told me because I did it last October, and it was intense as shit.
Yeah.
And then I, kind of fell off the wheel. Not really, but like doing stuff I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So I had to go back. And as soon as I got back, the Ibogaine said, "Well, this wasn't an accident. We needed you back because we didn't quite get it all."
Yeah.
And when sitting in front of the mirror, like, because you sit there on the edge of your bed, looking in the mirror, shaking the rattle, shit's going on. My eyes were turning red. And the Delta guy, he got up to pee. God love him for making it back. But he said, "Yeah, he's like, for an hour you were sitting there. What were you saying the whole time?" And I said, "All I was saying was, all right, one of us is the problem. And I'm going to sit here till we figure it out." Like an hour later, it's like, fuck it, I guess it'll show me.
I'm gonna lay down now. I'm tired of sitting.
But now but what I was told to me and what I think I experienced was it's going to show you shit you may have suppressed or may have forgotten.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to, unless they keep bringing it back.
Right.
And it's time. We got to address this.
Yeah.
And for me, it was,
I definitely I did not want to address whatever I was.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
Demons, man.
Yeah.
Just everywhere. And it's just, you talk about it, we address it, then move on. And it's like, for the way it was set up for me was, it was almost like 5 different screens, 2 here, and 1 in the middle.
There was that wasn't me at all.
I think everyone has a different experience.
Yeah.
So. I know guys that slept through the entire experience.
Yeah.
But the medicine worked. You just
Right.
didn't go to hell.
Right.
So do you remember anything in particular about like, because a lot of dark shit comes out.
There was
Not to get into your personal stuff, but Just
yeah, I won't talk about like super personal stuff, but there were like I remember I didn't have like big visuals. I had light visuals, but I kept like switching between rooms.
Yeah.
And I was looking in the corner, like at the top of the corner. Like sometimes some rooms had windows, some rooms didn't. So like one of the things I wrote down when I came out, something about corners is important to me, and I'm not sure what that is. I mean, I know that we clear corners in combat, and I'm like, maybe I can see around corners, or the ability to see, like something. I'm still working through some of that stuff.
Of course.
But I'll talk about one of the other guys. He said it was hysterical because he was like, yeah, and at one point, like gay porn, like the channel gay porn just came on, and he was like, I don't want to watch this, and it kept coming back.
Yes.
And he's like, I don't want to watch this, and it kept coming back. He's like, wait a minute, maybe I'm gay. And so he watched it, and he was like, nope, I'm definitely
Still not gay.
Still not gay. What are you trying to show me? And one of his intentions going in was he wanted to watch less porn. He wanted to like eliminate porn from his life.
Wow.
And so it gave him the most gnarly gay porn possible. He's like, yep, I'm good. I don't need porn anymore.
See, that's his mind. That's his mind doing
Yeah.
that. Yeah, when mine got really dark, some of the porn shit came up. And it's just, and I don't know if it's I got to get this out of my head, but you got to look at it now.
Yeah.
Weird stuff. And that reminds me, speaking of Master Chiefs, that reminds me that one of the first Master Chiefs I met at Team 2 said, out of nowhere, he's got like his cup of coffee and he's like, when I'm 90, I'm going to suck a dick. And if I like it, I'm going to be pissed.
Who was that?
I can't tell you. He was a bullfrog, no big deal. But I guess the point is, but it shows you stuff, and I think suppressed emotion, and not even something you've seen, but the feeling.
Yeah.
But then the issue is that the more creative you get with bad shit, for me anyway, when I look to the left, to the past, or whatever this one was, really, really dark, bad violence.
Yeah.
And I'd have to tell it, I don't want to see that anymore. Then we move something else. All of a sudden, here's my kid, and I got to kiss her, and then she's not there, and never talking about a mariachi band or some shit.
Right. Yeah.
So what kind of did you have to go to the bathroom at all during that?
Yeah, I went a couple times. So I didn't really purge. Everyone else purged. Did some.
And a purge can be anything.
Right. So I probably peed like 6 gallons of water out of my body.
That's a purge.
And
Did you sweat?
I didn't sweat much. They did turn the fan off, and I was pretty mad that they did.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's hot in here. I'm like, clothes off. I'm like almost naked.
Naked warrior.
Naked warrior.
Nice
there
plug.
it is.
Nice plug.
But yeah, it was that's the way I purged. I went to the bathroom a few times. It was definitely.
Did you get help going to the bathroom? Or
Yeah, they wouldn't let me go.
I couldn't. At the first one I thought I could, and then afterwards I couldn't even get up.
Yeah, it was definitely
because you
weigh like 1,000 pounds.
You lose. It's weird. It's we conscious.
You could see like weird energy
like I was
around
Slender
people
Man,
and like
just had weird legs and
yeah,
they were very nice. Yeah. So what?
We were hooked up to a heart monitor.
Yes.
We had to be hooked up to a heart. So going back to some of the medical stuff. So prior to Ibogaine, they gave us what the hell was it? What was that stuff?
What do you mean?
To protect your heart.
A pill? Or?
No, it was an IV they gave us prior to.
Oh yeah, I don't know what. There was a lot of IVs going on. I didn't ask.
Yeah, they had a multivitamin IV. They gave us what the hell was it?
Just what?
I take it at night along with my sleep cocktail for sleep. Shit, I forgot.
We'll think of it.
I'll think of it when we finish.
Uh-huh.
But so it protects your heart, and then once you're done, and you're hooked up to a heart monitor the whole time.
Whole time, yeah.
Except when you go to the bathroom and then come back. I remember having to go to the bathroom, and the guy next to me, he went first, and then while he was in there, he purged.
Puking.
Yeah. And I'm like, I
fuck.
really got to go right now.
So for people who don't know, a purge
purge.
can be sweat, it can be tears, pee, you can poo-poo yourself, all that good stuff. I'm assuming he went
He threw up, and I was like,
pukes.
I'm like, I really got to pee right now. This is really bad. So I just had, because I waited as long as I could, but then he got up first. I'm like, okay, I'll wait. And it takes a long time to go
to get there.
The hallway
I had them.
down
They
to the
started bringing
bathroom.
me the big tub, the little tub with the lid, and I think they brought it to me. I was peeing in something. Could have been my buddy's Camelback. I don't. Now that I think, shit went sideways.
But when I finished, I was like, I felt like I was on top of the world.
After
I could have
Ibogaine.
left right then and be like,
Really?
I'm fucking good.
Did you have a gray day?
I did not.
Really?
I kind of did actually, but not the same.
So a gray day is Because Ibogaine lasts about 48 hours. You peak for about 8. I was in the room for about 12 or 14 hours.
Yeah.
But then it's in your system still. Like we had dudes when we got done. So the gray day is the 24 hours after you get out.
Yeah.
And it's depressing, I thought. That's why they take your phones
on
away.
top of the world.
Really?
I was on top of the world. I was on top of the world until we went and did the Reiki session.
Really? See, the Reiki I loved.
It was super. That was the first time I've ever done it. It was crazy, weird, interesting, like some ninja shit going on
Straight
there.
up.
Like I can feel her touching me here, whatever, something, and then she's still touching me, but she walks up on the other side of me from my feet. I'm like, where the hell did you come from?
Yeah,
like I still feel all of that stuff. And then I finished that, and I was still good. And I said, "Do you have anything to share with me?" And she said, "Don't be rude to yourself." And I was like, "What the hell does that mean?"
That's awesome.
But then it turned bad though.
Okay.
It turned bad because she said I was actually wearing this shirt.
Nice.
Which is why I wore it today.
Oh, I love that.
And she said, I'm like, what do you mean? She said, I really like your shirt. And what it should say on the back is I can see what's happening behind me. And
it's not a bad shirt idea.
And she said, where the hell is it? That's 5-MEO.
So the Reiki,
Jaguar.
as you're looking it up, the Reiki it's an energetic massage. It's energy that she's moving around. And I've actually heard stories of the same woman. She's awesome. Berta,
yeah.
Where they said, she came downstairs and said, yeah, we're going to do Reiki with this guy again, but I'm going to need a priest. So I'm not, it wasn't me.
So she said, don't be rude to yourself. And I was like, I don't understand what you're saying. She said, you can see, she said, I like your shirt, front towards enemy, but it should, on the back, it should say, I can see what's happening behind my back.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, you are fast with your hands, your thoughts, and your instincts. You can see what others can't see. And then she said, don't trust anyone. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Don't trust anyone.
Right. So that put me in a really bad fucking mood.
Well, yeah, that's.
I went from like high on life to like fucking darkness.
That's kind of shady.
Darkness.
Can I have like a list of like 5 people I can trust? Can you help me with that? Where are you going, Berta?
Right. So I went from like happy as fuck to like very not happy.
That's depressing.
Yeah. And so that I was like, and I didn't know what to do with that.
I don't know what to think.
So that fucked me up for a while.
Well, because then you got to go to sleep.
So I went from like light day to super fucking dark.
Okay, that sucks.
But I would say it happened for a reason because we've done a lot of work, a lot of stuff on the backside of that. I have a very good friend. Her name is Sage. She does some energy work and she fucking went in and like helped me out. And yeah, so it was, I would say it was for a good reason.
Oh, it's definitely calculated, but I mean, and for a good reason.
Right, but I was like, I wasn't stoked about it.
That's a weird time it's during a gray day to say that.
Right.
Because we had, during our gray day, there was a dude that I think he left, one of the Green Berets left a little early from the room we're doing Ibogaine, and then he went to go to sleep way early, and he came back up like 5 minutes later, like, I'm terrified I can't be in that room by myself. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You're scared of the dark right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was not scared of the dark. I was just
I'm not saying you were.
I was writing down like, I'm like the fucking dark shit was just going through my fucking brain, and yeah.
And then you got to sleep because you sleep and then you get up.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem sleeping, I don't think.
Good.
Actually, you know what? I didn't sleep till that night. And then I would fall asleep. I'd wake up. I'm like, I got to write some stuff
When
down.
did you do Reiki? Because I think we did ours in the evening.
It was like noonish, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Okay.
Because I mean, I was one of the first people to come out of the rim. I was the second person to come out. Again, I was like, I'm good. I'm ready to go. Like, I mean, I was still a little wobbly.
Yes,
but,
that's cool though that you felt good.
Yeah, I felt
because a lot of guys don't.
We had one guy, I think the CAG guy, the older guy, was he was the first one to, I was the first one to feel it, but he was the first one to purge, and he purged hard. Like there were points where I'm like doing my breathing and stuff, and I'm like trying to like pass what I'm doing on to him so that he can be more comfortable. I'm trying to like share my I got the the belly stuff, like the kind
breathing.
of the ability to like I'm not gonna puke. I can control it, and so I would like fill my belly full of air and then I'd try to like push it over to some other people and they would stop puking. It happened like I don't know, like probably 6 or 7 times.
Oh, that's all. Well, once they get in that K-hole of puking too, that's hard to watch.
Right.
I puked a few times, but nothing like some guys were.
Like that guy was hardcore.
Well, I mean and again too, Ibogaine it affects everyone differently. Like my 2 experiences were way different too.
Yeah.
But I mean, this conversation we're having now, a lot of people need to know because you're healing. This is not a fun time. It's not.
Correct.
I'm not going to go get high and have a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
But it's healing and it takes you. I mean, to the depths of your soul.
Yeah.
So you sleep and then the big dog the next day, the sunshine, the 5-MeO DMT.
Oh yeah, that was
and that's the way you
amazing.
end it. So that's a true psychedelic. Because Ibogaine's plant-based. This is a psychedelic off of that big-ass toad that comes out of the ground for like 3 months of the year.
Yeah.
He's got those, and like literally, he's got the big zits, and they pop them, and then
that's where
that's what you smoke.
Yeah.
And God
Who
bless,
the hell figured that
That's
out?
what I was just going to say. What the fuck? How do we know that works?
Who figured that out?
It's like how many animals did we have to milk before we found cows? Like I don't know. I got nipples. But so they
Are you a birthing person?
They've been a birthing film. I don't even want to get started with that shit. But they turn it into a crystal, and then you smoke the crystal.
Yeah.
Vapor.
Yep.
So this just to set it up. So Ibogaine we did.
And I was the most terrified getting ready for that.
Yeah.
The most terrified.
But you're outside. It's a beautiful day. The sun's out.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
And you're about. I mean that. So 5-MeO DMT that's one that I think a lot of people should do. That just opens up everything.
Yeah.
So just to set it up, we're outside under a thing. It's beautiful, and you're laying down. There's music behind you.
Mm-hmm. The music was key.
And they call that the God molecule.
Yeah.
Because you see it naturally twice in your life. You see it when you're born. You see it when you die, and then here if you want to try it. So, what was your experience with 5-MeO?
So I was terrified. I went last.
Oh, don't watch.
And I was listening. And there were some people who were audible,
screaming,
and I was like, I don't want to be one of those people. And so Erica, she gave us like some techniques to like tense everything up really hard, and then just so you can release. And that's the whole goal of it.
Really?
Just like fucking release.
Well, you got to get through that initial blast off. I think
I didn't have a problem.
And so clenching worked.
Yeah. So she's like, they said like take 5 good deep breaths.
Before
and so
you
I
go
like,
down, yeah.
So I started like feet, calves, quads,
cool.
glutes, abs, like all the way up, and then
abs. I lost you there. What?
Yeah, laundry.
That's cool. I didn't think of that.
And she's like, and then let it go, and like you can just do
brilliant.
that, like not doing 5-MeO, and you can just like kind of just relax.
Yes.
More.
Yes.
And so it's like strain, counter strain sort of deal. And so I was trying to do like I practiced that a bunch before I went out, and then it was my turn, and I went out and like I kind of half-assed, clenched everything up, trying to remember like I was more worried about like doing the breathing right to inhale the smoke,
because
like,
they have you.
I don't want to like mess that up.
It's 5 big exhales, right? Inhale, exhale.
Yeah.
And then the last one's your big one, and you take
like
in
blow
the
it all
medicine,
out, and then like
and you suck it in,
suck
and
it
you
all the
hold
way in, and then hold it.
And they want you to hold it for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I was gone by 2 seconds. Like I'm in
stratosphere. Yeah.
Heaven.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. So then you lay back. What can you describe your experience with DMT?
You know,
5-MeO.
I like Erica's explanation. She's like, just imagine that you're a droplet of water. The next moment, you are the ocean. You are everything.
Yes.
That's what it was. Like I saw colors I've never seen before. I saw visions I've never seen before. It was everything. It was all consuming. It was like the most powerful. I saw God.
Yes.
I saw everything. And I remember it was important that I stayed in my breath. So the breathing that we practiced on Tuesday, I applied that and what's the guy's name? Jose?
Yes.
He was
Juan, the guy.
Juan. And he was like, dude, is this your first time? Have you done this before? I'm like, no. He's like, dude, that was the most like relaxed or blissful I've ever seen anyone in that.
That's awesome.
Because I was terrified. I'm like, I don't want to mess it up. I don't think you can mess it up, but I wanted to like.
you lose track.
I mean, I was aware of some things that were going around, like they sprayed like a mist or
Yeah,
something,
that was
and they
good.
were like,
That was like a minty
like did
thing.
like a little fan thing or something, and I was with the music. And
The music's key,
the visions and the color were going with the music, and I remember like just being in my breath, like belly breathing all the way through, and I was like, I could stop this, but I feel like I need to see some more stuff.
Yes, that should give them the old.
And so I'm like, let's keep going and let's see where we go. And whenever I come out of it, I come out of it. And they said I was out for about 5 minutes. And
Wow.
And when I came back, I was like, it was like the most peaceful joy, bliss I've ever felt in my life. And I wrote that down in my. I'm like, oh my God, bliss, love, joy, whatever,
joy and bliss. Yeah.
I was like, there's no words to describe it.
No, I was crying because
God.
of the beauty.
Ugly face.
Oh, dude,
snot
straight
bubbles.
up, yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I told Erin, later on, I'm like, I know what you like.
I was crying like a fat girl with purple hair the night
Oh
Trump
my
got
God,
elected.
it was I'm like, I
Straight up.
used more tissues during that session than I've ever in my life.
It's
Together, combined.
When I got into because for me, I got to take off, but then it just opens, and it doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter. It's gone.
No.
And for me, seeing God was a maternal voice.
It wasn't like a guy with a beard in the clouds.
No, it was just there, and it was for me. It was a maternal, a woman's voice, and it was more saying not welcome back, but welcome home.
Yeah.
And then the feeling of lost relatives was we're not waiting for you. We've just always been here.
Yeah.
We're here. And then you just kind of give into it. And I remember, I guess they told me I just kept saying thank you, thank you, thank you over and over, crying obviously like
a big baby.
But I think the way that they do the Ibogaine, because the potential bad experience, the gray day, 5-MeO, and then you come out of it crying. Here's the Pacific Ocean. There's something special about the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Right there, the islands, the fucking fruit. Best tasting watermelon I've ever had. Like I could re-smell shit.
Mango and
oh my God, it was good.
It was
Yeah. But then there was a dude there that I was with that a Green Beret, and he was saying how he just has to force smiles. Like he can't, like he'd smile. Right. It's like that looks weird on you.
Yeah.
He's forcing. I thought he didn't like me or something. And I went first, which is believable. I went first, and then I was done. I'm eating my fruit, and then I watched this dude, badass dude, ripped dude, big dude, and he yelling and kicking and fighting DMT. And I didn't know. I mean, I'm just kind of watching. And Juan, who is a black belt, was able to cape him on his back and kind of talk him through it. He's spraying the shit, and he took another hit. And I'm thinking about this dude. I'm like, boy, he's having a bad trip, and he's not gonna be happy with this place at all. I'm the first time seeing it.
Yeah.
He gets up, man. The dude came over to me and hugged me, and he's like healed.
Yeah.
He didn't. I saw him screaming. He didn't see it.
Right.
But like all that bad shit, just exhaling that energy, and then
it's funny. Like everyone that was audible when they did it, they asked, was I audible? Did I make a sound?
No idea.
I'm like, you were
a crazy person.
Yeah, a little bit.
But to watch him come out,
like how do you feel right now? It's like fucking amazing.
One of the dudes that finished too, he said, "I want you to tell Amber Capone, thank you for saving my life."
It's awesome.
It's insane. I mean, these are dudes. Some of these guys that go down there, this is their last try, and then they're going to kill themselves.
Yeah.
And then this heals them, and we can't get it in this country.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole and Ambio, that company Ambio, they set it up perfectly. Vets is awesome because they set us up with Ambio.
Yeah, they set it up.
And then just
for us.
everything from the first day, the piss test, the sweat lodge, I became the Reiki, the gray day, 5-MeO, and then it's like I can smell the flowers. I can talk to nature.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's just like I
remember you texted me. You're like, I'm still on top of the world right now.
And even right now, talking about it brings it all back.
Yeah.
Like I went through, I went to the airport. I had to fly to New York, and I'm sitting there looking at I'm in the San Diego airport. There's a tequila bar. Awesome lights. I'm looking at it. I'm like, that really doesn't make sense to me right now. I'm not going to, it took me a couple of weeks to even have a cigar golfing because I just don't want to ruin this.
Yeah.
Cigars are still good, but like with the booze, no, I'm not now.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So they talk about like the noribogaine. So as Ibogaine passes through your liver, it creates noribogaine, which creates more neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
I don't know if they talked to you about the Stanford study that they did.
Yes, go ahead though. Explain it.
So I haven't read it, so I'm just third hand. But basically, they took 20 SEALs and Green Berets. They flew them out to Stanford. They MRI'd their brains, and flew them straight down to Mexico, did the week-long treatment that we just did, flew them straight back to Stanford, MRI'd their brains again, and on average, everyone's brain was a minimum of a year and a half younger.
Wow.
Healing TBIs and all sorts of other stuff. Like so I guess Ibogaine continues to work for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Helps with neuroplasticity. They're like, if you want to change things in your life and make things like right now is the time. Your brain is fertile for new learning, new whatever you want to do. You want new neural pathways. You want new habits. You want new whatever. Right now is the time to do that.
That's so cool, isn't it?
So yeah, I'm like, yeah, can I come down in like 3 months and do it again in 3 more months?
It's important too to get a new system. I did that myself too, and it fits in well with like the wake up, yoga, study a little bit or whatever. My daughter wakes up and she wants to do shit because she's 6 months old.
Yeah.
So then we'll walk down to the beach, get in the water, come back up. She takes a nap, and then I go. The routine goes.
Yeah.
And it's just important to do stuff that it's a reset.
Yeah.
And this is why it needs to be. It needs. I mean, we really need to get awareness for.
Oh,
there's too many,
yeah.
and it's not just for veterans.
No.
And they're opening 2 new houses for people because everyone, like it or not, has some trauma in their life. And this helps anything. And the medicine knows it because it's you.
Right.
And then you're sort of guiding yourself through whatever this medicine opens up. It's incredible.
It's yeah. As someone described it as like 20 years of therapy in like 12 hours.
Yeah. And it's not fun, but we're doing it again. I'll go
ready.
with you.
Let's go.
I talked to a couple other dudes. I want to go down there with them. But yeah, that's kind of the journey, sort of. There's other. Have you done any other psychedelics?
Outside of like psilocybin.
Psilocybin, yeah.
Yeah.
Psilocybin was different because I think that lasted me like 4 hours. And when I got done, I was like, I finally understand how the Beatles wrote the White Album. Right. I get it. Strawberry Fields and shit. That wasn't on White Album, but whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone will call me a shit.
Some more creativity. Yeah.
Well, that's badass. So now that we're moving forward with that, Mission Ready is a bestseller.
Yes, sir.
You're pumped about that.
Stoked.
Yes, and they can get it at Amazon. Mission Ready. If we can see that there, it's right behind me. Will Branum, retired senior chief petty officer. What else you want to push? Because we talked about the gummies, Naked Warrior. I just finished my last green. Part of my routine, by the way, the first thing I drink in the morning is your greens, and then start the day with that. Delicious, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna get more. Do you know a guy?
I know a guy.
Cool.
Yeah. Maybe,
so what should we tell people?
Send
about?
them your way. It's Naked Warrior Recovery. We've got CBD products. We've got some products with some THC. We've got some super greens. We've got an immune product. I've got an energy drink. But also, I'm a speaker, similar to you. I do business leadership coaching. Yeah, those are
where can if someone listening wants to find you, what do they?
I would say go to the website 5sealsecrets.com.
5sealsecrets.com. The number 5.
The number 5. Get my ebook, and then maybe check your spam because sometimes my emails do go to spam.
Not in my inbox. You're top of the list, baby.
And then if you want to reach out to me, or you can follow me on Instagram, william.r.branum, or you can listen to my podcast, The Navy SEAL Mindset.
Yes.
And I think that's most.
And we're going to have that all over this podcast too, and they can hit me up on mine, and I'll lead them your way. Ad Mchooyah, Mchooyah. That was a joke, by the way.
Oh, I remember you telling me.
Yeah, it was a joke.
I think you were doing the podcast with Ray and Jay, and you're like, yeah, just kind of like made a joke.
And then my name leaked, and I have 10,000 followers, like Ad Mchooyah.
Yeah.
Or MC Hooyah, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're going to set that all up. This has been great. It's important. It's important that we're able to talk about this too, just for the awareness.
Yeah.
And I'll get you the Legalized Ibogaine shirt. I forgot to bring one. Like I said, Rick Cape Cod. You can find those at rjoapparel.com. Legalized Ibogaine. And it's important just to raise awareness that this is a plant medicine to help with the healing. That's and I think legalized in the U.S. Yes. It needs to be.
All the story. I mean, there are documentaries made about it. There are, what's Isaac, the guy that administered the Ibogaine? Isaac, he was like, like I had a girl here. She was, I can't remember how much opioid she was taking on a daily basis.
I know, right?
And she was like, she got nothing out. She's like, she didn't think she got anything out of the plant medicine. Mm-hmm. She's like, I didn't see any visuals. I didn't get tired. I just like sat there and like just sat there. I didn't purge or whatever. And then like the next day she was like, I didn't feel anything, but I also don't have the desire to take opioids right now.
I'm not dope sick.
Right.
It just works. Even the dudes that slept through the whole treatment, it works.
Yeah.
And it sits with you. It's still, like I said, it's still here now.
I mean, I've communicated with other people that were in my group, and they're like, I didn't think I got anything out of it then, but one of the things that I received was I love myself now.
There it is. That's the key.
Like what?
True. That's true.
Like,
I love myself.
That's what we miss so many times, like self-love.
That's very true.
So
it's been fun. We're going to do it again.
It's going to be awesome.
I hope you guys got something out of this. Legalize Ibogaine means to get it medically administered. I don't want people just taking the shit and walking.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't,
but if you can't find it here, go to Mexico. You're never out of the fight.